Alright, we're back. Press out this bearing. Pretty tight. Alright, bearings out. I'm going to put the snap ring back in here on the inside because I want to push into the snap ring. So I'll push the bearing until it hits the snap ring. Put the sharp edge to the outside so there's more bite. That'd be the inside of the primary in this case. There's a stiff ass snap ring. Too far. Pop and in. Always rotate, make sure it's in all the way. Feels good to me. Okay, so now we got the snap ring installed in the inside. Now I go ahead and push the bearing up against it. Now you keep a push on the whole inner primary. And the primary will take the pressure. Being a Delcron will take that abuse. Stock one might break, you gotta be careful. Aftermarket probably maybe thinner. Or you can put a backer on here and hold against the backer. However you want to do it. A big nut. Here's a big nut. I use big nuts for stuff like this. You gotta make sure the nut sticks out past the edge of the primary, which it does. So you can push on that. A little premature, I didn't pull the bearing out yet. We also have a new seal to put in there also. So there's our bearing. It's a genuine one of those. Whoop. Looks like an import to me. What a shocker. Okay, we're going to push that all the way down until it comes out. Make sure you square things up. You can either move the press side to side or apart like this, or you can push on it. So go like that. Get a little closer, you can probably see better. Okay, you get to the edge there, and you're going to push it back inside the hole. You go all the way down now. Right there, hit the snap ring. You can feel it hit it, so when it hits, stop. If you don't stop, you'll break something. So that's all up against the snap ring on the inside here. So I'll go ahead and put the snap ring into this one, which is down here. And we're going to put the sharp edge up again, in this direction. Sharp edge digs in better than the round edge, so it gives you a little more holding power, for everything else being equal. Okay, once you pop it in, you always rotate just a little bit, make sure it's in evenly. Feels good to me. And then we're going to put our seal in here. It doesn't quite go in by fingers. Sometimes they do. Get just right, I can almost put it in my fingers. I could tap it in a little bit of a hammer real easy. So we're going to go ahead and use the press to do it. Back up here. Okay, push it in flat. Center where it belongs. And we're going to use this one to press the seal slightly below the surface. Not a long ways, just a little bit. We might hit the snap ring, I'm not sure how far down it is. Looks like we're right against it. Usually try to go about 30 to 50 thou below the surface. In this case here, we're only about 20, 30 thou down, and we're hard against the snap ring right now. That's here, over here we're flush, so the light doesn't like me today. Alright, so that one's all in there. Good to go on that. So now we got to is put the spacer in here for the, not spacer, the chain shoe. Gotta put that in. So I need a place to work, which I don't have any place to work around here. Everything's filled up like crap right now. So we're going to work on something nice and solid. Big stack of boxes on my rack. Perfect. So this is our chain shoe deal. So they started using cheap ass stove bolts instead of using real tools like they used to use in the 70s and 60s. Like most things, new stuff's cheaper, not better. So we get our hammer, impact knocker with a Phillips bit on it. These are 2 screws that were there. I'm going to put some Loctite on these. These are Phillips head. The new ones are Torx head. So put a little Loctite on these. Not a lot, just a little bit. Ooh, carried away on that one. Suck some of that back up. Save it for later. Here's these threads are not happy. There it goes. These threads are not happy at all. Must have some Loctite residue in there or something. This one's much better. So you don't take stuff apart, you don't know what condition is under it. Getting tight. Okay, I'm going to beat on it with a hammer. We got pretty tight. Pretty tight. Alright, it's an impact knocker. If you beat on it, it twists it. It also compresses the screw in the part, which allows you to rotate also. So it does 2 things at once. That's tight. Okay, so now our primary. There's a piece in here we needed. That's all good to go. And that's our dimple for lock tabs. Alright, so this is pretty much good to go, I think. Now we got our other problem over here is our cover. I need a place to beat on stuff, so I think we're going to use the same tool. scratch your chrome on nice boxes. Okay, so this here, we need to put the bushing inside of this. So that'd be this one here, and this tool right here, and that same hammer again. Alright, so we're going to put this one right into here. Beat that thing right on in there. And we want to go below the chamfer here, so you go below the surface a little bit. Do not put the split where the gap is. Best to put 180 over. That way it's not affecting your compression of your bushing. Otherwise the bushing can get loose and come out because it's not fully squeezing itself in there. Okay. So I'm going to try this, see how it goes. There it goes. They don't miss. Okay, we're still a little bit above the surface right now. Almost flush. We're slightly below flush right now. See, we're just below the chamfer right there, so I'm giving a light hit just to go a little bit further, but not much. Just to make sure it is in there all the way. You gotta hit it hard enough to move it though. Okay, it looks like it's in there all the way to me. So you can see a little bit of a gap right there between the bushing and the chamfer. Especially over on this side, you can see it. So you know it's in there all the way. Okay, now we're going to put the jack shaft in there and see if it fits in there. Hopefully it does. So it looks like we're going to need a drain plug for this. Should be able to steal that out of the old cover. It looks like this is an 1/8 inch pipe thread, but hopefully it's not, but it probably is. And then this takes 3 bolts here and 2 regular screws here and our regular screws here. And this has some big bulky chrome covers for the re-chrome cover, so it's got this buildup on everything. So I need to knock this stuff down with a grinder a little bit. Yeah. It's going to be hard for the gaskets to actually do their job. You get these high spots in here, so they're sticking up. I don't know why they're doing it that way. That's kind of stupid. So let's go look at the cover and see if it's made to be that way, but I doubt it. So, alright, I'll be back.